Testing for a defective fuel pump and fuel rail pressure regulator typically involves checking the fuel pressure in the fuel system. Here's an easy step-by-step guide. Procedure: prepare the vehicle. 1. Park the vehicle in a safe, well-ventilated area with enough space to work around it. Ensure the engine is turned off and allow it to cool down if it has been running. Put on safety goggles to protect your eyes from fuel spray. Locate the Schrader valve. Many vehicles have a Schrader valve on the fuel rail, similar to the valve on a tyre for adding air. This valve is used to connect the fuel pressure gauge. Locate the Schrader valve on the fuel rail. It may have a cap similar to a tyre valve cap. Connect the fuel pressure gauge. 1. Remove the cap from the Schrader valve. Connect the fuel pressure gauge to the Schrader valve. Ensure it is securely attached. Turn the ignition to the on position. 1. Turn the ignition key to the on position. Do not start the engine. This will activate the fuel pump, pressurizing the system. Read the fuel pressure. Look at the fuel pressure gauge and note the reading. The pressure should fall within the manufacturer's specified range for your vehicle. If the pressure is too high or too low, it could indicate a problem with the fuel pump or fuel pressure regulator. Check for leaks. 1. While the fuel pressure is being measured, check around the fuel system components, including the fuel pump and fuel rail, for any signs of leaks. Pay close attention to connections, hoses, and fittings. Compare readings. 1. Compare the fuel pressure reading to the specifications provided by the vehicle manufacturer. If the pressure is outside of the specified range, further diagnosis is needed. Shut off the ignition. Once you have finished checking the fuel pressure, turn off the ignition key. Disconnect the fuel pressure gauge. Carefully disconnect the fuel pressure gauge from the Schrader valve. Wipe away any spilled fuel with a rag. Interpreting results. If the fuel pressure is within the manufacturer's specified range, the fuel pump and fuel rail pressure regulator are likely functioning properly. If the fuel pressure is too high or too low, further diagnosis is needed to determine the specific cause. This may involve inspecting the fuel pump, fuel pressure regulator, fuel lines, and related electrical components. If you're unsure about any steps or need further assistance, it's advisable to consult a qualified mechanic or technician for professional diagnosis and repair.